Hey guys, welcome to the JoyRide Podcast. Thank you so much for everyone who's hopped on the ride. It's been a good, fun 2 episodes and we are having the time of our lives. Mm-hmm. You?
I think you need to be calling them Joyriders. Welcome, Joyriders.
I had a love-hate relationship because Joyriders is like, una joyride.
Yeah, see, woke up for the vibes and the wisdom, you know. And we are your captains.
Yeah.
Did you watch the story of the lady from KQ, Eunice?
Yes.
When she was landing that plane. Mm-hmm. That's me whenever we are having a difficult topic. I'm just trying to land it when the winds are so strong.
You really fetched for that.
Kabisa. Yeah, it's all about fetching today, man. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. We have done 2 episodes so far.
Yeah.
Have been incredible.
10K subs.
10K subscribers already. Hey. The first video is approaching 90,000 views.
At the time we're shooting this.
My music video has 30,000 views, so 60,000. Mwataka kujifanya, ukweli wa Mungu. I'm just here, wimbo mpya. Tulienda di Maimahio. Anyway, I have a new song, so make sure you check it out. It's called Yahweh. It's gonna bless your soul.
Yes. Congratulations.
So, and I feel like, before we even continue, I need to read some of the feedback.
Yeah, there's one here. I'm just waiting. So you just go first.
You have a comment you want to read first?
Yeah, but it's from the latest episode, the Navigating Friendships one.
So let me start from the first episode, which was the one where we broke up.
Transitions.
We have It's Cards of Faith. She says that it's the constant growth, acknowledgement of development areas, and self-awareness in this. Love this episode. Cannot wait to joyride on the coming ones. Thank you so much, Kadzo. Itehila is saying, who else felt Ben explaining about the transitions with egg, pupa, like they didn't go to school? I mean, school fees was well utilized. And we have so many comments. I don't know, there are 335 comments.
That was a good episode.
Agatha254 is saying, wow, we need this dose of laughter and inspiration 3 times a week if possible, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Please.
That's unsustainable, but at least we'll try once a week.
That means we'll be shooting every single day.
Yeah.
So
maybe in the future. If we do Navigating Friendships, there's just one interesting one from Mr. Brian. And some Iwanjiru, trying to choose which friends Ben can invite over is a red flag. Especially putting it the way you did, that he needs a man cave to take them to. Small things that put a man down. Ben, first of all, I'd like to apologize.
What's his name?
Brian, Mr. Brian. I'd like to apologize for putting you down. Number 2, Brian, take a joke. It was just a joke. Wacha kuwa too serious.
So if Brian goes missing, we know who to blame.
No, say me, but
needs to report to the DCI Kiambu Road.
Peleka uze uko, in the words of Pastor Nganga. But I'm joking. That's also a joke, Brian. Take another joke.
Let me see if there's any other comment. Is there any other interesting comment on the second episode that we did?
There's someone who's saying, I enjoyed this. So single people are not people, huh? Mimi, I'm a loyal joyrider, so mtulete episode 3 soon, and here we are.
Yeah, but why is it that people come for you and they never come for me?
I don't know.
Cheza na M-Pesa. Kwani ujui it's political season. Yeah, literally hii ni mwaka ya elections, man. Ukitoa joke unampea 5k kwanza anatumia. I don't even know why I did that. But there's this comment that I really like from Lydia. Lydia is saying, Ben, I like the point you said that you don't cancel people because of a mistake. You just call them out. They get to know how you felt about it and move on with friendship. You're not perfect either. And guess who said those wise words?
Ben.
Ben Armstrong.
Yeah.
So
thank you so much for the feedback.
Yeah. And guys have been sharing like a lot of times on Instagram, and I really love it, and I'm so humbled.
Yeah.
I think the feedback has exceeded my expectations. Me too.
We can just say thank you. I actually want to finish shooting this so that I can go celebrate 10K.
Oh, because we've already hit 10K sometimes.
Yeah.
Me, I think by the end of the year we'll have hit more than 100,000 subscribers.
And we haven't hit that on our personal channel, so it will be so interesting.
It's even sadder for me because I've been in a group called Cry Cycles. I took went up past 10K subscribers. Ben Seiko, nimekwama 38 subscribers. Every video, hashtag road to 50K. You know, it used to be 100K. And then I was like, okay, what's the shukisha bus? It's like you're bargaining. Okay, nipatieni bus 45K, you know. But I feel like with the JoyRide, we will hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year.
Amen.
and maybe we'll get this. We'll get the YouTube silver.
Yeah, it will be so much fun.
I always admire people who get it. I've seen over 25.
Yeah,
they got it, and many other content creators as well.
Yeah.
So we can't wait for JoyRide to get to 100K subscribers, but we can't get to 100K subscribers if you don't get to subscribe.
Yeah. So please do subscribe. We want to get to this topic.
Yeah.
We're talking about compromise and sacrifice. What is compromise to you, young man?
This conversation is actually interesting. Compromise and sacrifice.
Just define it. What too political?
I feel like compromise is when you lower an expectation that you had to meet somebody at a certain level, where you meet in the middle. So huyo mtu anapanda juu na wewe unashuka chini. It's like basically when you shop at Ngara ama Gikomba, anakuanzia kiatu na 5K. Oh, my mom used to be so good at bargaining. And tunakumbuka tukiwa wadogo when we'd go for shopping. Easily when during Christmas.
Yeah.
And then the person selling clothes anaambia my mom, "Hiyo kiatu ni 3,000." My mom and then she even gets mad. Like, mimi niko na 200. I even used to be so embarrassed. One day I told her, "Mom, mwambie tu ni 1,500, nitakuongezea, niko na pesa zingine hapo hivyo." But it's a tactic for negotiation. So it's like you go down and then the other person comes up. You guys meet in the middle.
Yeah.
So that's compromise.
Yeah.
Sacrifice is when you completely let go of your way.
You forgo. You forgo.
Na mimi nimesema?
You let go of your way.
You forgo your way.
Yeah.
You let go of your way and you choose to go with the other person's way.
Yeah.
That's sacrifice.
I think I share in those same understandings of what compromise and sacrifice is. So as usual, we have our questions here. And we want to deep dive. I've been begging to see these questions. Yeah. I go first.
You really have. Like, I've been begging to do.
What would you never give up or sacrifice, even for your partner and relationship?
I think my faith.
Okay.
My faith is big. I would never give that up. In as much as I've tried dating people who are not of similar faith, and it always starts with, "Oh God, I'm gonna change her." Deep down there's something showing you that bruh, like
yeah.
Like, Father, you don't understand. I'm your disciple. Yeah. I'm here to represent you.
Yeah.
And it never ends well in most instances. But I'm sure there are people who date and they're of different faiths and it works. By the way, if you're one of those people, share your experience in the comment section. We'd like to read it out on the next episode.
For me, I think I don't know how to say this, but it's like that. It's that sense of self, because I think I've done a lot of work into who I am, the things that I love, and so to figure a place where I'm sacrificing that, and then I start becoming like a shadow of myself. Yeah, I think that's something that I'm not willing. Like, the real me, if places where now spaces, and that's why I was saying I'm struggling to find the words or something.
Give us like an example, maybe.
It's not really an example. It's just saying, like, if now I'd have to change things that I like, the values that I hold near and dear in my heart for the sake of the relationship, or just things that make me. I think then that is ni kama hujaelewa bado.
Yeah, Miss Juni nimeelewa Kenya msema kweli. Also, it's like, let's say if somebody if your partner was to get a job in another country where they're going to be paid so well, let's say they're like in sports. They're going to be like let's say a footballer, you know.
That is you're so petty, because I told you that in confidence. I love you're just bringing it here on a public platform.
No one even understands what I'm talking about. Mina sema too, like, let's say like you're dating this person, they become a big footballer, and then you have so much money. Would you go to that country? Like, you can't go to that country now, let's say, stay at home, provided he's going to provide everything for you. It's a genuine question, and I'm sure a lot of subscribers also want to know.
I would have to cross. That's something I'd be willing to compromise on. But sacrifice, would have to talk about it. But I'm saying, like, things that make Wanjiru. So my values. So like if you enter into crime, no useme sasa in your direction tumechukua. I don't think I would want to be associated with that.
Yeah.
So I think then those are the things that I'm saying I'm not willing to.
I mean, you'll get money for Dior.
Because you're Batman. There's another part. What would you never ask your partner, in this case me, to give up or sacrifice?
I would never want
assuming I'm your only partner. Rich of me to assume.
It's a good one. It's a good one. But I would never want you to change who you are. I would never want to stifle your personality and the real you, because eventually this thing will blow up.
in my face.
So sasa
in
maybe
your
sasa
face.
well, like even it can even blow up even when you're around 60. Sasa hapo ndio unajaribu kusneak out, unaenda dunda uko west uko hivyo na supplements uko hivyo to just for you to stay awake the whole night. Na mkwaju. What do you call that stick?
Walking stick.
That walking stick when you're around 70, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like would allow you to be who you are, so that, you know, like, because if I stifle you, it will definitely blow up. What about you?
I think I share the same sentiments. I think I also promised you. I promised you that in our vows. I'm sure you don't remember.
I remember them.
I know I asked you the other day. Do you remember the vows I made to you? Ukasema hapana, si unaweza nitumia.
But it's cool for attention, so of course I'm crazy.
So yeah, no, back to the story. That I also promised you the same, that I would always allow you to be the most authentic version of yourself, and in that way you're able to give the world and me
deep down the true Kikuyu mafia I am. Okay. But you can't hizo vows.
What was that whole day for?
What, if anything, have you done to ensure that you do not lose yourself in this relationship?
Spending my money on things that I love.
Considering you've not lost yourself already.
Yeah, that's a good one. These questions are good.
That's smart.
What have you?
No. You answer.
See, no, I'm asking. I want to. See, told you in the last episode. Sometimes when you read questions, I don't understand them.
Should made some intonation poor. So what,
yeah,
if anything, have you done to ensure that you do not lose yourself in the relationship?
I think to do things that just make me me. So like if I have a liking for things like reading books, certain movies, because I realize we also have completely different tastes in the things that we watch.
The visual.
So just if to continue doing the things that make me happy as an individual. Yeah. You?
I don't know.
Because you're not introspective in these questions. I'm so introspective.
Then natoka hapa nikiwa so sad, like, oh man, I've never thought about it. What have you done to ensure that you do not lose yourself in the relationship? First of all, I try and maintain a few things here and there that I used to do even before I met you.
So you find your own answers?
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's some of the things that I used to like before, in as much as you find them shady. Like the movies I watch, the
historical pieces.
Yeah, the music I listen to. You know, you're always hating on my music sometimes. It's not like yours is any better. I mean, 4 Nigerian songs for the whole year. It's not anything different.
Peru.
Batman, I'm just like, so I try and still do some of the things that I used to do before I even met you. And even like for example, things like serving in church, for example.
They make you.
Yeah, that's who I was. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure when we got married, I'm sure a lot of people are asking where you will fall in the church space. I'm sure a lot of people are
Next question.
And then it's
I'm happy to.
We will talk about that one day.
In your experience with relationships, because you've had rocky relationships, have you ever resented a partner after making a compromise? Oh yeah, definitely. For me, yeah, definitely. Oh my God, I think that's why a certain relationship ended, because you feel like, anyway, I have given all I have given. I am now just a shell of myself. You have asked me to stop talking to certain people. I have done that. You've asked me probably to stop. And this, it's not one particular relationship, it's different. You've asked me to start wearing a certain way or to stop wearing certain things.
Wear a certain way?
No, like the red lipstick scenario that I keep on alluding to. So you've told me to do that.
Must been hard dating Mokorino.
So in all those aspects, like I have nothing else to give. Like I'm just a shell of myself. And I hate it. To a point, even today, I have nothing good to say. Like I have nothing good to say about you. Like nothing good to say.
Yeah, I think at some point I tried dating somebody and, you know, just try to fit into their culture. You know,
I feel like your story in relationships is just trying to fit in.
Yeah, so, you know, like unataka kuonesha dem pia wewe ni mkuu, like me want to do that, itisha nini, you know, like you don't even know what people order in clubs, you know. And then I remember, and I'm so sorry, church folks, there was one time, like, you know, you try and take shots, Then the next day you wake up feeling like you're dying. You know, I was like, is this how people live? You know, I was sure I was sure like that was poison. Like I was ready to go to hospital. You know, till somebody told me that's what a hangover is.
It's like a guy I was dating. He smoked cigarettes and then he drank when we were at a party. And I feel like when he goes, he's just puking all over. I've never been so.
Did we meet at that party?
We did.
We met at that party. It was in Kao and Dani. Yeah, those were those days. Those were those days. I was also, and it's the same thing. Because most of the chicks, some of the chicks that are one of the chicks I was trying to hit.
It's okay, Ben. You're on the streets, but no longer.
One of the chicks I was trying to hit, or not just so take boring. You know, like there was one time. So there was this car. There's this pretty chick.
You know, it's so interesting how every episode there's a new story about girls.
Because Babu and this one was even with my friend Donald. Done. We used to sleep in the same cubicle in campus. So tulikuwa tumespot this chick. This chick was pretty. Pretty ile alikuwa anamaliza kila mtu. So because we all had a crush on her too, na hakuna mtu alikuwa ataka back down. So Done akasema may the best man win. Na we even shook hands, you know? And me, I was still like this church person, you know. So kila Sunday lazima nitoke kampuni in the church. Maybe once in a while we are doing missions where. So me, na bado naleta hizo vibes kwa udem, unajua. Na nikaa udem wako anafeel hizo vibes sana. So
za church.
Za church nini like hizo good boy, like hizo mavitu,
unajua. That type.
So my friend naye ni mtu wa sherehe mbaya. Done was like turn up king, you know, like every Friday he's down there. So only one of the chicks where I was trying to also like, you know, just pia mini muoneshe, yo, Smirnoff ndio mzuri bwana. But you know, that's really not your culture.
Yeah.
And she ended up picking Done over me. You know, safe to say that that whole thing ended up in tears, premium tears. You
for
know?
Done.
Yeah, for Done as well.
For once it wasn't you.
So tukapatana tu hapo hivyo.
Yeah.
Nikam console that hivyo ndio life ukua.
Have you ever experienced that with our relationship where you've had to compromise something to a point it just makes you feel like,
Have I had to compromise something in this relationship? Maybe my lack of introspection. So now in this relationship, I had to, you know, look inwards. You're like, ooh, it's so messy, you know.
And now look at you, you're thriving. That's what you're able to give of yourself. I don't think nothing comes top of my mind right now that I have. Maybe I need to go soul search.
Yeah,
and I'll find it and I'll tell you tonight.
Yeah, please, just come tell us.
It's funny how, I think it's funny how, that's what I'll do tonight.
Oh, yeah.
All right, pick.
Every time a lady starts a conversation with it, don't you feel like it's funny how? It's never
that's
funny.
Going to be
it's never funny. It's downhill. In experience with relationships, have you ever resented a partner after making a sacrifice? Have you experienced that with this relationship? Isn't this like similar to what you've answered?
But it's sacrifice and compromise. You remember we started with defining?
Sasa, what was the other one?
Compromise. This one is sacrifice. Remember,
then the other one was not compromise, it was sacrifice kwa sababu hakuwahi kuja any of the church things that I would ever invite her. So it was clearly sacrifice. Sure. Yeah.
Let me see the question.
Oh, you hujaelewa my intonations ndio.
Have you ever resented a partner after making a sacrifice? I don't think so.
But there's one person.
I think for me it was a lot of compromise. I don't think I've gotten to a place where I've sacrificed something major for someone or given up. I think I nipped that in the bud by ending the relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll always remember how you told me that one of your ex, you feel like one of your exes wasted your time. He even needs to pay you back.
Have you experienced that with this relationship where you've had to sacrifice?
Something? No. I don't think so.
What about me? Have you made me sacrifice?
Tell me.
Something. No, nothing.
Yeah, so move to the next one.
Would either of you be a stay-at-home parent if it meant that your partner could pursue their dream? Yeah. Oh my God, do you know we talked about this last night? So, and you give your honest answer, the one you gave me. Kalamba kidole.
What is that? Anyway, to read what I connect. Like, oh, shall we talk? I would. You would be a stay-at-home mom? Come on, maybe you're only working because you need more money. But what if I had the solution? Like, let's say, Leo, by mistake to a corporate organization. We need to apologize. Wacha no wash tutashikwa tu eventually. Waseme tu we want to apologize for this mistake. Kama tu skiza waseme Ben kuna logs tu kuweka correctly so we owe you 500 million. Like, did you see the other day the guy who invented Please Call Me, I think.
Oh, the one who was paid. Like,
That's a lot of money, you know.
Would you be a stay-at-home?
Like if you got $1 billion. $1 billion.
Okay, whatever amount of money, like that would make us comfortable.
I don't know. I find purpose in working. Hey, but unajua pia $1 billion ni kazuri sana. Unaweza baki home ukikalalia tu hapo. Unafanya tu hivi miguu na mikono, you know.
Tunatoka kama banks.
Tunaziweka chini ya bed. Kuna G4S, ukishapita G4S kuna Securico, ukishapita Securico sasa kuna Masai. Go like that, like security is tight. I don't know. Maybe I'd just be doing small works.
I think the thing with us and work, and we share this, it's a shared value, is that work is more than just making money for us.
Yeah.
The money is great, but work is a sense of fulfillment. So me, even if you were making enough bank to afford a lifestyle for us both, I don't think I would give up working in that sense, because there's something that's more. I give up maua, I give up this.
Yeah.
I don't.
You just do for fun. Not only 4 exclusive pieces. As in also in NFT. You know NFTs?
I don't know. Maybe you start exploring such things where money stops becoming like a big factor. Like, will this make money? Or what's the financial model? Maybe now you start to rethink business in that sense. But I don't think that ningeacha kufanya job. But would I retire early and create systems that would allow me to retire early?
No, see the systems. I've already created the systems for you.
I don't think so. But I think also our dynamic is also that we share in the work and we also share in the celebration of what we have achieved. So it's sweeter. Of course, it's amazing when you have achieved the money and now we are all swimming. But I think it's the dynamic between us is that it's sweeter if both of us have contributed.
Mi siko sure. Mi ukiniletea hiyo $1 billion, a few things might change. Just wake up at 7 in your robe and then you go to the windows, you drink your coffee, on your traffic, like peasants, you know. But I'd start small weird projects like zile projects.
That's what I'm saying. Like money wouldn't be, you would rethink business. It wouldn't be like, where's the money in this or where's the revenue in this? It would be like, okay, now I'm doing it purely out of. Yeah. But you'd still find something to do with your hands.
Oh, definitely. Like going to a time with 2 of your therapists, life coach, wote wako hapo, mtoka mnaenda Maldives. Ukiboeka unakuza, tell me, why am I bored? What happened to me as a child? Do you think your relationship is split equally 50-50 when it comes to sacrifices? If not, who do you think sacrifices more? Clearly, I sacrifice more.
Who do you sacrifice?
A lot of things.
Like what?
Like just having things my way.
And be serious.
I'm serious. I'm serious.
Like just choosing to see watch show Netflix to watch ingine.
Kwani you see sacrifice? Yani kitu una despise my hours of pleasure I selflessly give you.
Be serious. Like what do you mean?
To be honest, on the small things, I let you have your way on a lot of things.
Yeah, on the small things.
It's the small things that matter. And that's why I'm saying it's me. You tell me, what do you sacrifice? Unataka kusoma tena kwa sababu lazima usome tena. Soma tena. And then you tell me, what are you sacrificing yourself?
I think in certain areas, the small things, I think in the big things, we both sacrifice equally. But what would it be big things?
I don't know, you tell me.
I don't know.
Just tell me what, even if it's the little thing, what do you feel you sacrifice in this relationship?
My comfort in driving.
What do you mean?
Because Ben, there's a way you drive.
What?
That everyone mwenye amebebwa na Ben anajuanga unashikilia matumbo and you say your prayers.
You know, I'm even starting to think you might start forgetting how to drive because sababu wewe sikumbukia the last time you drive.
Do you drive more than I do? Yes. Am I the most comfortable? Am I the most comfortable of passengers?
You're only sleeping.
So, okay, maybe in the small things to these answers, but maybe in the big things, I think it's.
Let's look at what's like a big thing. You quitting secular content creation and joining gospel content creation. What are we talking about? What are the big things?
There are certain things that maybe at a certain point, maybe later on in the later episodes, maybe we could have a discussion on.
Oh, they're there.
Yeah, like my views on
what?
Religion.
Oh, wow, wow.
Maybe those are things we can discuss.
Okay, I'll wait for that
later episodes.
So fun games until you're school and get church on Sunday number on Ashas. Excuse. What's the biggest thing that you're willing to sacrifice for your partner or relationship? What's the biggest thing you're willing to sacrifice for your partner?
You're repeating it really. Oh, it's because you're also looking for the answer.
No, it's the same thing.
There's a way, like, even though nilipata nasomanga swali hivi. What is the biggest thing that you're willing to sacrifice for your partner or relationship? Let me think. Anything is so ambiguous. What? Because I want to drive at your happiness is paramount to me. So whatever it would take to make you happy, without, you remember the first question was what I'm not willing to compromise or sacrifice, and I said it's my sense of self.
Yeah.
So whatever would give you utmost happiness, without losing myself, I would be willing to sacrifice. Like, I think every time I think about you, I think
like
about what would make you the happiest.
Like what, for example?
What would make you the happiest, Ben?
I don't know. Like selling all things that we own so that we just go watch F1 and sit at the paddock.
Okay, I'm not willing to
come back, start from scratch.
You start from the bottom again.
Yeah, you sell everything. But we go see Lewis Hamilton live.
No, be serious.
Okay.
Things that make you happy. And I think sometimes you know that. So even if it's me backing off an argument, say for example. Oh, no.
We're talking about realistic things. Come on. Let's not create scenarios that can't happen in real life.
Alright, say me not
Did you say you backing off an argument? Don't even trigger me, man.
I have so much PTSD. I think you need therapy.
You never back down for anything, man. Like even the small.
Okay, this is not to address that.
Okay.
Like,
yeah,
just...
I don't want to go there. We should never go there.
So
Chris Brown.
So I'm saying, even if it means like me not going hard on an argument when I know I could.
I really don't think this argument example is the one. Like, please just do something.
But there are times, man. You see when times when I let it go?
Those are the times when you are wrong. And then midway you realize this argument is going nowhere.
Okay.
Na nitashikwa. So you're like, you know what? Let's end it. And then I'm like, no, but siso mwana makosako. No, the problem with you is that you drag things. And then now it becomes a whole fiasco.
Then can we focus on what
that's what we are doing. So don't talk about the relationship.
So anyway, okay, then I was telling you, whatever would make you happy.
Yeah. I think in this relationship, some of the things that I've had to sacrifice is I had some skewed perspectives.
What are you willing to sacrifice?
I had some traits that were not right. You know, I had to work on them. I had to sacrifice some of those.
That's such an ambiguous.
Toxic traits.
Like what?
I don't know, like getting so angry so quickly and not looking at the main problem. Even sometimes
which could be
the problem with me. Yeah. And that's why I'm saying I had to sacrifice some of those things. Look deep within, and in a Ben, hii ni ujinga uko nayo. Hii ni umtaa. Na hii umtaa ends here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had to sacrifice some of those things and leave them behind.
Yeah. But it was good for you. Not necessarily you're thriving. You see the way your relationship is.
I hope you join me.
In your experience with relationships, including this one, have you walked away from a compromise feeling like you lost?
Yes, it was always...
So a compromise ni tumefika 50-50. So wewe umekuja hapa, mimi nimekuja hapa. Tumepatana hapo katikati, si ndio?
Yeah.
But you leave feeling like
you are the clown.
Nimechezwa hapo, like she.
Oh, how much time do we have? Yeah, a lot of them.
With me?
With you, feeling like umenicheza.
Feeling like you've lost, like
I don't understand that question. It's phrase next Swahili.
Okay, in your experience with relationships.
Yeah.
Katika husiano yako na
wedani wako
have you ever walked away from a compromise feeling like
you lost?
Yeah. I think when it comes to us, I'm at a healthier place now. Because now I don't look at it as losing. I've learned now how to focus on the bigger picture.
Okay.
Where it's not like I have to win or my point has to be heard all the time. It's about peace. Even before we started shooting this episode, ulikuwa unanitafuta. Like I could see you coming a mile away. You know, you're just trying to poke me, trying to provoke me. But you see what I did? I focused on the bigger picture, which is we need to shoot, we need to have a good episode. So you know what I was...
You really sound like a politician.
You know what I chose?
You sound like a Democrat politician.
I wasn't going to engage with you. So I backed down.
You backed down?
Yes, I did.
For the sake of peace.
So for you, in your experience, have you ever walked away from a compromise feeling like you lost?
Yeah. A lot of times. Every single time that I would let my values down, or every time that I would change from who I really am at the core of it, when I try kuonesha like you're more richer than you actually are, then you end up spending
99.9% of the time.
You end up spending everything. Unaishingi your negatives, you know. Those were the moments that I'd say I
you feel like
I had lost.
Okay.
Is your relationship made up of more compromises or sacrifices?
I would say compromises, no?
Yeah, compromises.
Yeah,
compromises.
we've learned now how to meet each other in
halfway,
the middle.
Yeah. It was a long journey though. Like it's been war.
It's taken a lot of fights.
Still learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the places where we can't compromise, Ben takes the sacrifice. Let's just be honest. Like, you know what you
like
want.
what? Super an example. Because if you can't back it up with an example.
Even the house where we wanted to live, I wanted a different house.
Hey, surely.
I wanted a different house.
God knows the way that house looks like. Even you yourself, you couldn't live there as a bachelor.
Me, I wanted that house.
Like,
your house, uko nje kulikuwa na flags za UK, kulikuwa na dustbin ya metallic. Me, those things, they really make me happy. Wewe unataka mahali pa kufulia. Kwa tunafua kila siku, you know. And I had to back down, come and sacrifice.
That's actually a good example of sacrifice. This wedding process.
I sacrificed so many things. I even remember the first time I suggested how groomsmen...
Come at me, look at me.
How groomsmen should...
Look at me as you said that.
How groomsmen should dress. And I remember...
Do you remember what my mother said?
Yeah.
Then focus on what my mother said. Have you felt at times that if it was not for your sacrifices in this relationship, you would not be together? Have you just nodded your head?
No. I was like, Ask that question again.
Have you felt at times?
Yeah.
Umewahi sikia ama times zingine that if it was not for your sacrifices in this relationship, we would not be where we are today?
No, not really. I know POA, you just put up a tough face, but eventually when push comes to shove, you give up your thing. But unatakanga ikuwe hiyo war ishaenda for like 3 days strong. Just basically what Putin is trying to do right now. Atapusha say until they come to a small compromise.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. So I don't think you would want it to get to a place where we like breaking up or ending the relationship, but you would drag it for a long period of time. And of
3 days ndio unaita sasa a long period of time. 3 days ndio utasumbulia mtu.
Mimi sitakunywa dawa za pressure, just small things. What is the one thing you had sworn you'll never allow to happen to you, but you have ended up compromising or sacrificing for the sake of this relationship?
I think a lot of things that I think, again, if it was up to me, a white wedding with 350 people would not have been my ideal.
How many people would you want?
You and me at the AGs.
Oh,
in
AG?
our family. A little lunch after. But I quickly realized.
Yeah.
So that's not something that I swore I would never have a white wedding. But it wasn't like a number one on my list. But I quickly realized it was something that you wanted.
Yeah.
Of course, there was family dynamics that came into play. But I realized it was important for our relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Growing up, my dad always used to tell me how for women, don't over argue most of the time, let them have their way. And I remember growing up and I'm like, me mwanamke haezi niambia kitu dad, haezi, and we have these arguments. And I was still a teenager, you know.
You were like, last much for like...
Me, tutapelekana, because you know, like even the way I grew up, my dad is very
calm,
mpole.
yeah.
My dad is so calm,
yeah.
My mom on the other hand. Oh my goodness.
Morodhi is what you call her.
Oh yeah, and I love her, man.
She went, and what happened akasema ati Morodhi?
Oh, so like
Morodhi is a lion.
My mom used to be so chaotic sometimes, like anaweza ingia tu kejani, like kuna kitu tu iko wrong, and then she just cause drama because of that small thing.
Yeah. So
we got to this point where we started really fearing her. So kuna one time aliingia kwa nyumba, then akakalia hiyo kiti, si tukaamka tukienda bedroom. Then like, hey, kani Morodhi waikala ave? So I was like, is it a lion?
Yeah.
Is it a lion that has sat down, you know? And so I remember at that time, because I was very strong-headed, you know, sometimes meaning Shana na Made.
You were?
I still am.
Yes.
I've compromised so much.
Doesn't make you any less strong-headed.
So I'd sometimes engage na my mom, and my dad would sit me down and tell me, Apana, as a man, you don't engage with these kinds of argument. You need to be a man. You know, vitu zingine unawacha tu zinapita. And I could have sworn I would never been that kind of man. And then you grow up and you realize that of importance is peace. My friends, of importance is peace.
But mtu akikupata hapo tukipelekana na wewe. Mtu akikupata hapo tukipelekana na wewe.
Tukipelekana sana kwa sababu me I let you have your way and I go and breathe. In your experience with relationship, including this one, have you walked away from a compromise feeling like you won?
Yes.
Oh, which one?
This house.
Oh, that's settling here.
The whole wedding.
Yeah, it was really
everything.
It was really like 95%.
I walked away feeling like yes.
Like the only thing we took at that wedding that was my suggestion was I think the honeymoon and maybe the car. Otherwise hata gari ulikuwa nataka kuja na matatu.
I did actually drive myself.
Nataka kuingia hapo ndani ya Sony Classic kwa sababu nilikuwa Kiambu Road. When you should
I actually wanted to drive myself.
Yeah, you see, that's madness.
Yeah.
Have you ever walked out of a compromise feeling like you won?
Like you won?
No. No,
so sorry.
No,
Ben. Choices of cars.
Yeah, the car. I that was me. Gadgets.
Yeah.
Even the couch. This was not my first. Was not my first.
Awe wacha jisumbue tu na vitu zingine. Si unakanga vizuri. Jisumbue na other things in life.
It's all right.
All right. What is the longest period you have been at an impasse, and how did you resolve it?
What's an impasse? I'm sure I know this for guys who are watching at home.
Standoff. Maybe that 1 week we broke up.
What's the longest?
You have been at an impasse.
Yeah.
Okay, at a standoff, iluelewe. And how did you resolve it? Say maybe the 1 week where you left.
The 1 week.
And then you came back.
And I'm still the one
That's
who came
back. Okay, you wanted me to come after you. Like,
come on. The ratio inaenda ikipungua, so you have to work a bit harder. On top of your prayer, for boys, you know.
Did you have
that
another
1 week.
impasse?
After that, we've not had so many, because it's like we made a pact, we made a treaty.
Yeah.
We said that we can't be doing past a day.
Yeah, I don't think.
Plus, I also don't think you can go past a day. You're the type now to lack sleep. You know, tunaweza argue to fight. Lale 7 and MK6. And then, you know, I'm okay.
When we were dating, that thing used to piss me off.
You know, like we fight, we argue, and then now you all of a sudden you can't sleep. You've been sleepless. Me on the other hand, ilifika saa mbili nika shut off your department, nikafungua department ingine, and my life was good for the whole night. Then you wake up and like, oh, I'm back to this world. Let's go back to war.
No, but in the morning you're quick, because I don't know what happens in your sleep. I think you forget that you are arguing with somebody. So in the morning you're like, oh, also
see, vita wisha usiku, like, you know, you can't wake up angry again. See, like you ilisha
I don't know.
Your dreams.
It's a special skill you have. Aya, in your definition and experience with relationships, is it possible to sacrifice too much?
It's possible to sacrifice too much, but it also has to be from both parties. If it comes from one party, eventually both parties must want the relationship as bad.
Yeah.
Because if it comes from one party, it will just be strenuous.
Yeah.
And if the sacrifice is only from one party, that's a huge red flag.
Yeah. I think so too. I think it has to be 50-50 for it to make sense from where I see it.
It doesn't have to be 50-50. The willingness is what has to be 100%.
Okay.
But the sacrifices...
We don't have to go nusu.
Yeah, we don't have to go nusu. Maybe someone can sacrifice more. It doesn't mean that the other person who sacrificed less doesn't love the relationship as bad.
But it's... Come on, describe. Because you sacrifice less.
No. I sacrifice more, actually.
No, but it's the willingness. I get what you mean. It's the willingness to sacrifice. Okay. Do you feel there has been a time in our relationship that you have sacrificed too much?
On the small things, yeah. On the small things.
What are these small things, Ben,
small
that bother you? Let
me start. Like, for example, with this couch. The reason why I didn't like this couch is because when I sit like this, where is this supposed to lean? You know, like I wanted the recliners because...
So that's why you have all these pillows. You put one pillow there.
On top of here. So that's how I'll be sitting. What about the one where it's not next to the wall?
So then you lala flat.
So nitakuwa nikiingia kwa nyumba kila time nitakuwa TV na la fulani kani kwa hosi. It's in such small things that I get to sacrifice more than you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's the willingness. I'm willing. You've described it
very
well.
What about you?
Have I? Do you feel there has been a time in your relationships that I sacrificed too much? I think, I don't know if it would call sacrifice too much. I don't know if there is too much, but there is a certain aspect that I didn't want to immediately explore, and maybe we'll discuss it in other episodes.
So promise us.
Yeah. That I wasn't quick to. I wasn't like, I needed a break after the wedding season and coming from a single dating life, whatever. I needed a break from, but I realized quickly that I needed to put our family traditions first, and so I had to.
That's such a politically correct.
I told you, that's what I'm telling you. When it comes to that
such a political
thing, I need time to be diplomatic.
How long do you think is too long to be at an impasse? A standoff?
I think for us where we are now, because we're healthy, maybe where tumefika in like the arguments we've been having, maybe like a day.
A day. A day is enough.
A day is enough. We can the arguments we've been having and where we are right now in our relationship, a day is enough kukoseana.
Yeah.
What do you feel is the biggest sacrifice your partner has made for this relationship? So what is the biggest sacrifice you think I've made? It's the fact that you cannot remember.
No, I do not know it. It's when you sometimes when you succumb to the traditions.
That's very thoughtful. You know, I think you don't see it, and that's why I'm actually so mad at you sometimes.
When you succumb to the traditions, and also when you.
What do you mean succumb to the traditions?
Like, you know, like sometimes when you go to places, I see you struggling, low-key, like tumeenda mahali, and then the wives are serving their husbands. And when Jiru low-key, I know there's a voice inside her head saying, we are all equal, kila mtu ajiende yake. You know, but I see you fighting, and you go bring me that food, you know? And I'm like, wow, the Lord Jesus bless you, you know? The spirit of Mombi still deep down in kusaidia kusakam. And also, I think on matters of spirituality and church, I think there's also a huge sacrifice that I've seen you make in our relationship.
Okay,
what about you?
I think it ties into the same. I think from where I sit, I think you desire such things, like to be served in front of people. And let me tell you, there's one thing I'm not going to do. Serve you. No, I'm joking. Before Brian comes for me.
Yeah. Na nafura yangu kifua hizo viboko. Wewe wacha kichwa ngumu wewe. Lakini mimi niko like wacha kumwambia wacha kichwa.
No, I think you've understood the kind of person that I am. So in that sense, that I'm not really the traditional sense sort of person, and you have been very welcoming. So even like when we go to such forums, you're quick to also notice that, hey, even I can do that, and you kind of put yourself aside and the things that you desire, and you're like, okay, this will make her feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
So
I remember when we were, you know, like the men's party that grooms. The party you have before your wedding.
Oh yeah, the stag party that yours was. Christian.
No, it was a mixture.
I'm joking, guys.
And so, like, one of my pastor friends, I really like him. He was like, yo, Ben, man, when I married my wife, me always wanted to be served, man. Up to today, she has refused. It's been like 13 years in marriage.
I stand.
And she cannot, you know. And it's a happy marriage.
Yeah,
you know, people try and paint them like those marriages. It's a very happy marriage. Actually, I really admire even when I visited them once or twice. And they're very cool peeps, and they're still standing strong, and they have a beautiful family. But he already gave me that disclaimer before, and it's so weird that the wife has a similar name like yours. Like, yeah, they're cut for yo Gina ikona shida.
But yeah, I think that's you've made that sacrifice, and I'm happy that you have. Makes me feel comfortable. When you're at an impasse, what is your first instinct? To compromise or to sacrifice? To fight? I must be hard. I'm joking. What is your first?
You're not. She's being authentic.
What is your first instinct? To compromise or to sacrifice?
To be honest, mi hujiuliza, mbona tumefika hapa? Mbona hii vita imefika hapa? Si we just make peace. Na history ishe. So
do you know how you do that? It's by looking deep within, finding out your
no,
role.
No. It's by looking deep within and I'm like, this is really not worth my peace.
Okay.
Although I can switch off, I realize the way my mind works. Like we can be at an impasse. Now I continue watching even a movie, F1, I'm happy. Then when I finish, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I have to come back to life, you know. So, what's the question again?
When you're at an impasse, what is your first instinct? To compromise or to sacrifice? I think for me, it's to compromise. Like, okay, how can I meet you where you are? And like, so I take care of your feelings, however you feel. And you know I do that, Ben.
You even hear that tone. You know I do that, right?
Just we're going to be honest. Okay, fine. Yeah. You know I do that, right? You're going to lie.
You try.
No, Ben, I always tell you, like, how can I make you more comfortable?
Yeah,
like you're going to lie. Like you're so evil.
It's like a dictatorial government and the president asks me, do you love your country? Like, of course, you know.
Okay, we can't continue with this if you're going to not be honest.
Sometimes you do, other times you don't.
Okay. So
myself is just a sacrifice. I don't like go prolong arguments for nothing. They take so much energy.
That's true about you, Ben.
Yeah,
not sometimes, but all the time.
Yeah,
I'm giving you credit where it's due.
Yeah, even you.
Like, I wish you would give credit where it's due.
So this is the final question of the day. If one of you is unsure about having children.
Tunaenda hapo.
Let me start it again. If one of you is unsure about having children, at that point, if you agree to have children or agree not to, would you consider that a sacrifice or a compromise? Assuming both of you want to have children, if either of you wakes up one day and decides otherwise, would you sacrifice that family dream if the other party decides they don't want to have children? My mom is watching this episode.
I think that would be a sacrifice.
That will definitely be a sacrifice but we both want children.
It's like, you better want children.
Yeah, you better want babies, you know. But also this was a conversation we had before we got married. Even before we were deep in the relationship.
Yeah.
We had this conversation about children. Na kulikuwa na sometimes ulikuwa unakaa ni kama I've been having a call.
Unajua umenikumbusha ile time tulikuwa away from, because it brought me back to about faith when you said like that's the one thing you can't sacrifice. First question.
Yeah.
I remember how ulikuwa unaomba God wacha tu akue serious na wewe. God wacha tu msichana kuanga serious. Anyway, back to the question. If one of you is unsure about having children, I think that would be sacrifice.
That would definitely be a sacrifice.
You were saying something, sorry.
Yeah, I was saying that this is a conversation that we also had by the time we were dating before, because for me things like children are like for me I love children and I must continue with my genealogy, you know. So I wanted to know this from the onset before to end after 5 years.
It's the way you're looking at me like wewe.
Jaribu kusema otherwise, you know. So I think that would be a sacrifice. But it's also a conversation that we've had before. And we are both on the same page. All right?
You'll give people the impression I don't know it.
I'm joking. You also love kids.
Yeah. Kids actually love me.
Yeah. If you insist.
So, but I think, assuming you both want children, and if either of you wake up and decide otherwise, would you sacrifice or compromise that family dream? Or would it be the end of the road?
That's like a hypothetical situation.
Yeah. It's not true, Ben. Let me affirm you. We're on the same page as far as...
I love
I think
kids.
what we're not on the same page on is the number.
The number is not where, because I wanted like 3, 4.
What timeline we're on the same page?
Yeah, 3, 4. But you want 2.
Why do you keep on repeating this number?
Wacha nijiseme. No. But aliniambia nikitaka 4 ni bebe hao wengine wawili. So right. I guess we're done with the questions of the day.
What happens that if either of you wake up one day and decide otherwise, would you sacrifice or compromise that family dream?
What does compromise mean in this scenario? Because sacrifice is letting
we've
go.
We've defined compromise and sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
Oh yeah, but compromise. What's the 50?
Yeah, what's the
middle
50-50
ground?
with kids? Like, are we getting
One
instead of 3? Or I don't know what compromise looks like, but I don't think I would want to compromise on family or on children. Maybe the number, I'd come down a bit by 1 child. But on children as a whole, I would really love to have kids.
as well. I share the same. I share the same desire. So if you woke up one day and decided that you don't want kids, that will be the end of the world, and I'll know Jesus has come back, and that's how we find ourselves in heaven.
So when we have babies, I would want to raise a family as well.
Yeah.
So I hope we've tackled the questions correctly.
They were deep.
If you feel, today's questions was karibu to break down up again. If you feel like there's a question we've not tackled well, just post it on the comment section, and we are going to maybe repeat it, or even maybe on a live session. We are planning to have a couple of Instagram live sessions. We've just been a bit held up with a couple of shoots.
Promise them the world when you're not even sure how you can deliver the deliver the world.
No. Okay, the reason why we can't do, like, for example, tomorrow on Friday is because you're going for a TV interview. We'll be on the trend. Saturday we're going to Kitale.
You want to give them the whole itinerary?
Yeah, so that they believe
life?
that I'm actually not joking. We might have to do this sometime probably next week, which is probably the week where we'll be dropping this episode. So stay tuned, guys. Follow us on Instagram at the JoyRide Podcast.
Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.
Adios.